wrinkle when I eat something or don't. He's playing Ringo. You're not ghost son is a fucking fruit. Hi, this is Lisa Guthrie at 10507 Aurora Avenue North, Seattle, Washington, 98133. And there are people here that are acting illegally. I am in Unit 329. This is Seattle, Washington, USA. And it's in the state of Washington. I'm in case you're in another country, I'm located in the northwestern corner. And it's a northerly location. You can find this place on Google Earth. And what is happening is that this is a common gang where they have false and real professionals acting illegally and posse with some very scumbag friends of theirs in the gang. And so you've got retarded people that are pretending they're government, and then you've got Dr. Jaffe, and you've got Officer Bobby, allegedly, and then Officer Bobby's son. And Officer Bobby's son is apparently retarded, and I'm at 10507 Aurora Avenue North, Seattle, Washington, 98133, and there are Dr. Jaffe is here. He visits some of the people on Wednesdays. He's here illegally. It's Sunday. It's the 25th. And allegedly also Officer Bobby is here. Excuse me. And let's see. It's Officer Bobby's son as well. And then you have a couple of the gay boyfriends of Officer Bobby. And Officer Bobby is from the West Precinct in Seattle. And he's on about, I think it's 9th and Virginia, usually. That's where he works out. And he's entrusted with a lot of responsibility. And he thinks he's quite the movie star. He actually has a recognizable anomaly. He looks like a Carolyn Delaney person. You can look that up. That's from Sedative Use Mother. He's inferior looking. To me, he has a long, recognizable Carolyn Delaney face. Lurking either in the hallway or they're lurking in a crawl space in the hallway. Also, I have lurkers. I'm here by myself, but you're watching. There are lurkers also in the allegedly empty janitor's room. And these males won't pass me any ID, and they're telling me I'm going to let them in as a friend or whatever. And remember, Dr. Jaffe and Officer Bobby, they're in on disfiguring me with glass and also having chemicals poured in my water. For 13 years, the Bloods and Zetas and Asian street gangs that they deal with, by the way, have pretended and portrayed that I was raped. And it's a popular gang crime to break in someone's apartment, and you can break in through the floor if you can't get through the window, or you can break through a wall, or you could hide in someone's apartment. Quick needle jab, there you go, you're raped. And illegal surveillance is one of the tools of the gangs. They'll keep it on you. It's been on me for years. Not only won't you have any privacy, you don't have any intellectual property that's unstolen. I'm an artist, I'm very creative, and for 13 years I've had my intellectual property stolen as well. I'm one of those who you a song in that. 4 seconds. I can also write tunes, not musically trained, but I can make up tunes quite easily. And I have a lot of things going on, and to do smart people if they're crazy people as beautiful. And it's not that he took bribes from this from Aurora DSC or thing. And he's on human slavery with blood is in the building. So if anything happens to me today, anything happens to me anytime, Officer Bobby is directly what happens, and so is the Seattle Police Department. So they're all corrupt, most of them. Any who let it go on. And I've actually complained about Officer B before. He is gay boyfriends, as I said, with a couple of security guards, and I rushed up against Officer Bobby because, well, it happens when you're hit by a gay. So that's sort of like an abnormal sort of muscle. Break my arm in the elevator. Somebody's screaming hysterically because I just told who was here, and this is going out. Oh my God! And so Officer Bobby and Dr. Rape, abduct, where they render the victim unrecognizable, including with glass scratches. I have literally glass scratches all over my arms because these gang members will sprinkle your apartment or dwelling, or even they'll sprinkle you sprinkled at grocery stores, like a big conspiracy theory. There was a nutcase yesterday. I saw him moving his arm, like he reached his pocket. This is what you see when you get glass sprinkled. There's a network of gang members, and if they're in the gang, now the gang members are involved with the some of the morons for Brooklyn. I always forget the name Brooklyn, especially after certain things happen. Before I do believe in an etheric body, but anyway, this grocery store, Officer Bobby, and there are quite a few Bloods there, probably all of them. There are probably some. This one was a little dark-haired male, and he reached to his pocket. You'll see these people. They get into your body space, flinging their arms around unnaturally. Some of them look graceful. Some will actually invade your body space. Let's say you're on the bus, and they're gracefully moving from bar to bar. It doesn't have to always be spastic. And then, their hand comes in contact with your hair. And then what you commonly hands, I would suppose. So then they'll take their hands, brush them, or kind of that movement humans do, where they're dusting their hands off. So it's because I wouldn't be a human, and I wouldn't be a prostitute. I also wouldn't pick up children and kidnap them. There was a kidnapper yesterday. She was trying to tell me that arrange adoptions. It was a whore, and it was note that I got sprinkled yesterday after I released information. I told her off too. I told the ugly bitch off. She had dark. She 5'7", 5'6", and she wasn't fat, very pretty. She had tattoos. She just had sort of this face typical in America now. The dimensions are off. It's like, well, where's the chin? Where's the nose? Where's the class? America promotes the unfittest, or the survival of the unfittest, or call it survival of the shittiest. And even like with an Officer Bobby, you can tell he has an anomaly. But some people think he's handy. So, but even in your movie stars, see, get going. I did find something, but I was praying, listening to other things. Going to get up, and I'm going to actually, I've been writing in my notebook too. I'm going to get up Fred Meyer. There's some things going on, and writing that down. Are chakra attacks. And see, these bums are actually human zombies, including Officer Bobby and Dr. Jaffe. They're morons. They don't have their own brain, and leave it. You don't have to. You can just listen to the game. If you don't hear anybody harassing me, just clean up the sound. There's probably an app somewhere or a program, and you can clean it up on your computers, and you'll have people in the background threatening me. And I have to curse them. Excuse me. So, Dr. Jaffe and Officer Bobby and anyone who's protected them or joined with them, they're in on gang crimes where they'll skulk around in a room, they'll pretend you're crazy, they'll put in like water tank itself. and or the pipes. They have access. So you could run your water all day, and then if somebody's hanging around in an apartment building and they're in your pipe, near your pipes, they'll just throw down the poisons. And many of Dr. Jaffe's and Officer Bobby's friends are also walking around according to their own boasts. That's where I get a lot of my information. It's the boasting and threatening that the bums do that provides me with information, plus what they do to me. So it's sort of like you learn what they did. They're in on a variety of crimes, though. But if you could imagine these retarded maggots of our society carrying around radiation, and Officer... And so that's what I would like to promote an idea. If someone's a drunk or a druggie, and I'd say don't give them any kind of care that is unusual. We're up, they would get no care. If it's a gang member, give them no care that is unusual. The chances are very high that they have carried around radiation or toxins or diseases. These people are also in on diseases. And they have bragged that they have carried around smallpox. By the way, there's been a lot of head theft and a lot of chakra theft today. They've literally picked me to pieces. These people don't have their own chakra. They don't have their own aura. They were dead 13 years ago and resurrected by Satan. Even if you don't believe in that part, well, you know something's wrong with America. And if you ever make a call to authorities to help me, I would say don't call Washington State, because there is a conspiracy theory, and like even the FBI, they'll try to send it back down to the corrupt police. Officer Bobby might even get the call. And so you need to call other authorities if you believe I'm being victimized. And if you're out, I would throw myself at your mercy if you are a NATO country and for political asylum, reasons of safety. I don't to classify it under, but I basically terrorized worse than any terrorist group could ever terrorize. FBI did nothing, and they are zombies, and they are responsible for bad things happening in the world. They're trying to spread more bad each day, so they're in on terrorism. They're in on homegrown terrorism. They're in on terrorism on child molestation, child closet area. They think they're going up before I take a shower. Some of them get annoying. They'll just go off. There's one of them, and they are here illegally. And they won't show their ID, and it's not an investigation, and they do the same things they always do. They walk around. One of the whores was to one. Is it legal for them to use their sons? Both Dr. Jaffe and Officer Bobby have. A lot of these bums will use their relatives. It's not legal. And it's not legal to form some sort of posse. So what other crimes are they involved in? Well, they're involved with illegal weapon stockpiling, weapons that are unregistered. Easy for a cop to get that. And also the deranged security guards that are here from the Pike Place Market have access to guns and some tasers also. So they threaten me with tasers a lot of the times. The gang members have. So the tasers are licensed in Washington State. They have to be. Well, either they're getting it from the cop or the security guard in most cases, because some of these people cannot carry weapons in this building. Most of them, they've been diagnosed probably as mentally insane. And actually, Dr. Jaffe and Officer Bobby should have been diagnosed. So the guns that the Bloods are getting, I would like to suggest many of them are coming from officers like him, and this other fat ass that wanted me as a prostitute, and he tried to get me in big trouble. So, and Officer Bobby actually beat me up because I called a prostitute at LaSalle, and some people were harassing me. It was like a big meth lab situation. You could smell it in the halls. Officer Bobby was protecting that and the other crimes going on at the market because his security, gay boyfriend security guards were involved, and for other reasons, obviously. And so now you do have a lot of black Nazis within this movement of Bloods and Zetas, or in these movements. Why? Well, it's a drug Hi, this is Lisa Guthrie. The broadcast went off. I'm at 10507 Aurora Avenue, North Seattle, Washington, 98133, Unit 329. One of the retarded bums is, well, I've got people here that I don't have them here. They're here illegally to try to pretend they can arrest me. Sorry, I have to re-announce this because I don't know where the video edits or chops up. So with CameraFi, not editing, but where it comes together or where it's separate. So anyway, Officer Bobby is allegedly here, and his son, and Dr. Jaffe, and at least one gay boyfriend of Officer Bobby, though he's married. He's here. It's a black Nazi from the Pike Place Market. And I was explaining the gang members in the Bloods and Zetas, they don't care if you're a black Nazi, even if they're white, or an Hispanic Nazi, because they want the money, the drugs, the power, etc., the property.